live in an apartment.
Well, that's...
I still don't have a lawn to mow.
Well, it's your problem.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love a, you know...
I can...
An unnamed brand tractor. Or not tractor, but lawnmower and get out there. And
those things are really high.
I don't want the push one. I want one of those like ridiculous ones you see where you're sitting. And
oh,
like
the big thing?
Yeah.
Where you're like driving it?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty pog too. Well, so, first but attempt here again. But of course, Neon does this every game. I don't think any team is ever going to fall. I mean, not ever, but rarely are going to fall prey to this.
I think it's going to happen more than you think.
It's weird though, don't you think?
It's very interesting that teams are just doing it all the time. Like, and only this region of the two that we're covering. Like China, sometimes like they'll throw a couple heroes over.
Rarely.
But it seems like SEA is just aggression, hand over fist. And yeah, you see Rapido already in some trouble, about to be silenced on the run. They need 2 more shots to get this kill, but they just don't have the damage and the body blocks there from the Shadow Shaman.
Yep, and they lost the bounty rune trade. 3 in favor of Execration.
That's not what you want, but well, early bounties, how much of a difference does 3 to 1 make?
I mean, it's like, you know, half a pack of tangos for your mid lane or whatever. It's not like a massive deal, but it's 1 CS, which sometimes can make a big difference when you get into your bottle or whatever, you know. But it's definitely not something that like auto wins you the game, by any means. So should still be fine.
Do you think
Titan's in trouble here? Ooh, he might die
again. Might be first blood. 1 more shot. Sanuel unable to get that kill again. Rapido though constantly getting aggressed on here over bottom.
It's a tough lane.
Yeah.
Honestly, we say that every time there's a troll. Trolls is such a strong laner.
Well, last time it was Sanuel who was on the troll.
Yeah, and same thing applies though. He's still an amazing laner.
Yeah. But he's here with the Abaddon, which sometimes you see Abaddons kind of sit back a little bit more defensively using that aphotic shield. I don't really mind an Abaddon getting aggressive.
Yeah, I just feel like if you go for this build, you want to have an Oof, Orb of Venom.
Right.
Because it just stacks so nicely. You know, Tide probably would have died twice if he had an Orb of Venom at this point, because you can always send out the region with a courier. He chose not to do it. It's just usually when you go for this build, it just makes sense, you know. Slow plus slow equals more slow.
Ooh, Shard's already out with the silence.
Level 1 only.
Stun from RR. Yoey on the run, trying to get out. Illusory Orb hits. Just needs 1 more. Ooh.
Close.
Shifting in time.
Yeah.
That is aggression in all lanes, and you can already see Death Prophet 10 and 5. You've got Tusk at 9 and 0. These heroes are struggling for Execration.
They're really putting on the pressure on all lanes.
Yeah, even mid.
Yeah, everyone's
like,
just low
under the tower.
Yeah. DP against Void Spirit is pretty rough for Void Spirit. You can't really ever be the aggressor in a matchup. Just the Spirit Siphon is too strong. Crypt Swarm is very good. Your base damage is very good. Just overall, it's a tough matchup for Void Spirit. Of course, the silences are very good.
Oh,
again.
Shaco just in time. Rapido has been making this move constantly. In about halfway to the lane, ends up getting, down to a
Shield
little
explosion.
Ooh, a Photic Shield, a couple more shots. Natsumi with the kill. First blood over BDZ. So it's not Rapido who gets low 3 times and doesn't fall. It eventually ends up being the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, they had to bring out so much region in the bot lane though.
Yeah, and then up towards top, Yoey's already dead on the Morphling. And we saw that aggression coming out in all 3 lanes. This is Neon, what we've come to expect from them. Like, just heavy aggression constantly.
Yeah, and Morphling pre-3 is very, very weak, you know? You see he's just sitting at very low health. He can't morph up in time. Crypt Swarm.
Oh, that is 10 health.
Oh, it's very close.
Almost did the math on that. RR behind these 2 heroes of Neon.
Yeah, Morphling is struggling quite a bit, sitting at 10 CS only.
Yeah, the Tide only at 12.
Yeah, losing all 3 side lanes at this point. Not very much though, so they still, not over by any
CS
means.
Maybe, but bottom's probably looking way worse than the CS gives because they're shipping out regen.
Yeah, the Nepper definitely doesn't look too good.
But Natsumi, he's happy with this. Everybody so far on this side of Neon are having an okay time. I want to talk about this off-lane Tusk. We usually see it in a 4 position. Somebody like Borax will play it. You'll see it just be heavy in rotations. In the 3, what are you getting out of this Tusk in the 3 position that's different? Ooh, hold that thought. Going after Ken.
out of mana.
Yeah, in trouble, no dissimulate, just needs a Crypt Swarm. There's the kill for Yopaj. And Neon still making it look really easy. So, you know, back to the Tusk, like, what do you get differently from a 3 Tusk that you don't get from a 4?
Okay, so I think the main reason why they put it as support this game is because Puck was their first pick, and it was heavily countered by both Nyx and Shadow Shaman.
Right.
So I think they just relegated it to +4 because Tusk, you know, you can get a BKB, you can get Desolator, you can get a lot more done around the map. Whereas, like, you hard countered here, you know, he does the same from position 4 that he does on position 3. You just get that blink aggronum at some point, you just use the coil, and your job's done. Because, like, the game is really not fun as a core Puck against Nyx and Shaman. Like, you get caught out once, you just die instantly. It's not worth it. Tusk is gonna have a lot more impact with items this game.
Right.
Gosh.
Natsumi,
Planning to fight this. Popping shields.
Yeah. Not an easy fight to go into. The Fnatic shield keeping Natsumi safe. He doesn't have a lot of mana to play with, but does have 7 stick charges. Rapido now moving in once again. Constantly this Tide trying to put some aggression on to Natsumi and Januel, but it's just not really being quite felt.
Yeah, they have... I mean, both teams have shipped out so much region on the bot lane, and Mangoes, and Tangos, and Healing Selves. Still sitting at a comfortable 1k gold lead in the early game, not bad at all. All lanes looking very good still. TP hitting level 6. Maybe there will be an Exorcism rotation. He's already moving top.
Yeah, if you get this tower top, that really makes Morphling's game so difficult. And
you're in
I
trouble.
don't know what can he do here.
They will have to rotate
defend.
the Void Spirit in, but I don't even know if he's strong enough to fight this DP at this point. He's very strong. Level 3 Spirit Siphon. It's going to be tough.
With a siege creep, this is difficult to fight into. You can see that they're posturing, maybe thinking about it.
Void Spirit is TPing.
And they've got the TP in BDZ. He's near the tower. They've got the glyph.
Oh, Void Spirit cancels his TP. Recognizing that they're leaving. Ish. Fake back.
Who are they leaving? That's the question. Play hard coming over. Looking over at Yoey for a second. RR, he's right there, but they're still working on this tower. BDZ, Yoey, and RR trying to defend, but they really haven't put up much of a fight. Exorcism finally over. Shards, RR, 2-man stun, illusory orb, but not enough to save him.
Now they lost the Nyx.
Now dead.
Yeah, might just lose the tower anyways. Very interesting skill bit that he didn't skill any level in Carapace. Usually you have at least one of it.
Especially against this lineup.
Yeah. So they're just denying the tower. Okay. That makes it really, really difficult for the Morph to do anything really. They just need to pull back the lane now by pulling the neutral camp, control the lane, and Morphling. He can't really go jungle at this point either. Yeah. He's feeling very, very uncomfortable. This Void Spirit has a lot of work to do.
And you can see where his game's at. They'll find Skem. Got the Ether Shock to get the kill. Play hard comes in to try and help out. Not much you can do with that Tusk at the moment. That's the first kill for Execration. You know, you look at the net worths, you see that Rapido's heavily struggling. You've seen how much gold he spent on regen, and Natsumi's just kind of taking over the lane. Yeah. Like, there's been no contest to this Troll just getting what he wants.
Yeah, Troll is an incredibly hard laner to lane against, especially as a melee hero. Of course, he has his range form to work with. It's very hard to get into range for an Anchor Smash. It's just overall a tough lane. I was a little bit surprised when I picked a Tidehunter because he doesn't really serve like a great purpose this game, I feel, because Radiant is going to have BKBs, and then Tide's game is going to be even harder, you know. You need to get the Blink Ravage off before they BKB. It's going to be a tough task.
Does his game go from looking to get a Ravage to maybe picking up just more utility?
That's the thing, against DP, whatever you do feels uncomfortable as Tide. If you tank up, the Spirit Siphon does even more. If you buy Blink first, these BKBs are going to make you struggle. It's going to be a tough Tide game no matter what.
Play hard still just up here.
Yep.
Doing his thing.
Still not level 6 because of the heavy aggression they put on.
Well, you got Yopaj ready with another Exorcism. I want to see if they maybe converge over mid, try to take another tower.
They probably want to wait until Tusk is level 6 and then rotate over together with the Abaddon probably. Just use Exorcism, start the fight. This time though, they have Ravage to fight back with. So Radiant has to be a little bit careful. Don't want to give a free Ravage.
And what kind of build are you going for if you're Troll? Like, obviously, he's got the Battle Fury. Is it just standard Battle Fury? Are you looking at just Battle Fury BKB or Battle Fury Sanjinyasha?
It depends on how he's feeling this game. I would really love to see Saint Yasha this game. There's so many little stunts this game that are very annoying. Saint Yasha makes a lot of sense, but you definitely need a BKB as well. So we might just see Battle Fury, Yasha, BKB, and then completing the Saint Yasha, or Battle Fury, BKB into then Saint Yasha. But either way, those 3 items are going to be core in this game.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like an Axe kind of game, that's for sure.
Yeah, too many stuns.
So, let's see, 2K lead, still Natsumi. He's happy with just sitting down here and keeping it pretty much status quo.
Yeah, not a lot of action coming out right now. That's favoring Radiant by quite a bit because they have more map control. Morphling in general just is a little bit more scared to farm because he doesn't exactly know what's happening around the map.
Royal Jelly coming out for the Radiant side. Always a good one.
Yep, one of my favorites.
Dire's middle tower
I think every core is always happy about finding that. Every support who finds it is usually upset because he has to give it away.
Yes. Unless you're like a tiny, you just snatch one real quick.
Yeah, why not? I always try to plead my case.
Yeah, I mean, you know, finder's fee.
Yeah, exactly. I'll give it to the carry, but I need the other charge.
Exactly. Unless you're some IO. Actually, it's quite good on IO. Maybe it's not a good example. But yeah, you can see Abaddon smoked up with the Tusk.
Yeah, smoking up immediately. Hack stun. I was thinking about it. Now they got the silence on it. 3. This gets really difficult. Walrus punches out. That assimilate as well as the Ravage comes in. They get the kill on the BDC. They will go over this Death Prophet. They've already lost Playhard as well as Scam. And it looks like this Yopaj Death Prophet's dead too. They committed to the Ravage. They committed to the Serpent Wards. Exorcism was popped before this fight was taken, so that's down pretty quickly. And with a fight like that, Execration pull their way back into the game pretty heavily.
Who did you say would win?
Neon.
Wow, me too. Everybody.
I think we all did.
Damn.
We know how to put the Caster's Curse on, though.
Yeah, so the problem there is they're just 3 men running right into Ravage and Shaman Wards.
Not really a great spot to
what
fight
is this?
either.
Yeah, this is so weird. They're just running in all of them. They could just disengage if they wanted to. Very interesting decision making. There, of course, no chance to get absolutely obliterated.
Dream Coil never dropped. Like,
Yeah, it was
they
a
could have just
brutal
dropped
fight.
Coil and left.
Yeah, or just silence them and leave.
Yeah.
There's many ways to do it, but they chose to just run in head first.
Yeah.
Of course, dwindling their lead. They still have a small lead, but it was a very good fight. Much needed for Execration.
Now the Dream Coil comes in. They've got the Walrus Punch as well as the silence with the Illusory Orb, but a 2-man stun from RR might let Ken live. However, not a likely chance, and well, Ken ends up dead to Playhard.
Yeah, out of mana, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No way to get out of there. Surprised he was that low mana to begin with. Like, just go back to base and heal if you're that low on mana. But pays the price for his greed and death.
And some good stacks over in the triangle for the Dire.
Yeah, not easy to farm though, unless the Titan goes there as well, because he doesn't have the Morbid Mask.
Oh. That's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Trusty Shovel Bounty.
I usually get a Kobold.
Same.
I had this Kobold.
I have the same luck with Trusty Shovel as the Flicker. I always go backwards towards the opposite team. Just like yesterday, we saw it.
There was, yeah, he did it twice.
Yeah.
He didn't think it would happen a second time.
Yeah, Erica really in a bad spot. Look at that stack too. Just massive stacks from both sides.
Yeah, I mean, the Radiant one is going to be much easier to farm because Battle Fury Troll actually just eats them alive, which he now also completed.
A 13-minute Battle Fury coming into, what, 5 stack of Ancients? 4 stack of Ancients?
I mean, he's loving life right now. You can see the net worth gap is just getting bigger and bigger. We have seen Trolls take over games like this so many times, where you just get this Battle Fury, the net worth lead just grows and grows and grows, and they never stop. So he's going to the St. Joshua first. He's feeling very comfortable, especially with the Abaddon. I guess you have ways to mitigate the Ravage, so you don't need the BKB right away.
Yeah, if you have the Abaddon in a good spot, you can get the Aphotic Shield stun out. With the Aether Remnant, 2-man Dream Coil, Serpent Ward's committed with the Shackle, but there's the Snowball as well as the Walrus Punch. That'll stop the Shackle and keep the Puck alive, down to about a sliver of health, who eventually goes down to Rapido, who's in on Yopaj, who pops the Exorcism.
Optimistic.
trying to TP. Yeah, very optimistic. Good kill there for Yopaj, a 2-for-1 trade.
No Yules.
And now looking over, ooh, Astral Step from Ken, and he goes the opposite direction, but they still have a lot of time in the Exorcism. They'll head towards mid.
Easy mid. They're probably waiting for level 12 on DP, and then try to take a Roche fight, get the free Aegis, because Dire have a very hard time fighting into Exorcism unless Radiant really gives them this free 3-man Ravage. We saw it right there. They initiated on the Puck and the Tusk, but Abaddon just shields one. Puck very elusive anyways, coils two, all the mobility gone. And Nyx Assassin, he tried to snap the coil with Carapace on, mistimed it a little bit and just died through the coil damage. That looked a bit goofy, but you know, mistakes happen.
Trying to execute the math.
Yeah.
It's weird though, because I think a lot of people, they'll see that Puck die and be like, oh man, that's bad for Neon. But at the same time, like, it sometimes you see these heroes are in core positions all the time, then they're in this like 4 or 5, and you're like, oh, Puck's dead, whatever. He's a support.
Yeah. I can't believe they're trying to go Roche here. They still have Ravage and Dire. If they notice this,
Ooh, snowball in with the Walrus Punch. RR is dead, so now they know
just
that
a free
this is
Roche.
happening.
Yeah, but it's a free Roche.
Is it without the Nyx? Like, I guess you could still come in and Ravage if you really felt like you can make a move. I mean, the Tide Hunter is, yeah, he's coming in, but I don't know if they're going to be in time. This is not the quickest of Roche attempts. I thought, like you said, they would wait for this.
Well, they don't wait for it. They get it for free.
Just delaying Ravage out. This might not be enough, and not in time for sure. But the waveform in, the silence is out. They look over as Rapido taking a lot of damage from Natsumi. They get the kill onto this Tide Hunter. They look over BDZ, who has the shackle, but now he's dead. That's 2 down on the side of Execration as they look over at Yowie and take a 3rd. Morphling drops. Nobody dead on the side of Neon. And they not only get the Aegis, but they get a +3 on that, and that is a great feeling for the Radiant side.
Yeah, it might just be a 2k network swing here, but with this, they can take pretty much every outer tower and start choking out the enemy. This is like a massive win for Radiant. I can't believe they just got it for free without Exorcism.
Yeah, that was
Ravage here, but Abaddon doing a very good job at just popping his ult and shielding and healing the Tusk so he stays alive for a little bit longer. He doesn't even die, I believe. Nope, he doesn't even die. Abaddon doing a very good job there, using his spells very well. And I mean, they're just running in with 3 heroes. They're not ready at all. They're just kind of like, they're roshing, we need to do something. Ravage, no follow-up. Look pretty half-hearted.
The only one who got low was Tusk.
Yeah, and he just got shielded.
Yeah. And that is... Neon, at least in the DPC, have been playing at another level.
Yeah, Neon
and they made a mistake over mid, but that's like... Honestly, if you think about the mistakes they've made so far in the DPC, that's like one of a handful.
Yeah, but these mistakes are really costly. Like, when they make these mistakes, they're really big ones usually, because they're a team where the entire team is on the same page. You know, they do the same thing together. That's why whatever happened there turned out to be a disaster,
right?
Because they don't like to ditch each other. You know,
yeah,
they always help each other.
Go. You're always they do have like this save your friend syndrome.
Yeah,
but it's not even that. It's like they're just always kind of fighting together.
Yeah,
but that's a clear-cut communication. Like, you can see the chemistry
it's
with
good
the team.
in most cases.
It's double-edged in some, but mostly good.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, but against these really top teams in SEA, you know, but they're the top team right now, so can't make that argument. But I'm still gonna say, if you make these mistakes against more seasoned teams, you know, like some of the better Chinese teams or European teams, you're gonna get punished heavily for that.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly if you go to the major and you do something like something like that. Over mid earlier is.
If Rick goal swing like that, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You can't hand these out for free, you know. You gotta make them work for it.
Well, that's the thing, like, especially if they get to a point where going to the major is pretty much solidified.
Which, if they win this, it's pretty much solidified.
Yeah. They can then maybe fall back on trying to,
wow,
play hard.
That's a 1 hit.
Destroying RR.
Yep.
They could potentially work on tightening those things up.
They could and have to.
Yeah.
If you want to win the major, you can't allow these little things to happen. Even though they're little, you know, really experienced teams will abuse them. They're just gonna go high ground. Exorcism, Aegis. I don't know how they stop it. They have no Ravage yet.
Yeah, no Ravage to work with. Like you said, they were going to try and take out all the outer towers. They still have a tier 1 and tier 2 bottom, but already going to the high ground, looking for the tier 3 mid.
No glyph.
Rapido, all he can do is watch. He doesn't have Ravage, and quite frankly, he really doesn't have a lot of farm. They're already down 5k.
Ravage in 20, the Rex is gone.
Melee Rack's in trouble. Natsumi standing forward. He's got that Aegis, not really scared, fighting into the Exorcism.
Yo, careful!
Snowball, that's going to come through, and now he's just dead. So he's gone for 30. That means no Ravage for 30 unless he buys back once it's up. But even then, you've already lost a set of racks at 18 minutes into the game.
Yeah, they can either choose to go back and do a fake back now, smoke back in, or just play it safe, wait for the DP to be up again, take the next side. I feel like people forgot how to play against DP. Yesterday in the China region we saw it also, where people just died to the Exorcism while chasing DP.
Yeah, 3 people, and then the Ancients just came over and slapped the Death Prophet dead.
Troll going in.
Yeah, he's got an Aegis. He really doesn't need to be scared as long as the rest of the team's coming in, and that's exactly what they're doing. Playhard comes over, gets the kill on Aura with the Walrus Punch. They drop down the Serpent Wards, but that's not going to lock around this Tusk. They get the kill on a BDZ. This might be the beginning of the end. If they fully team wipe them, you think Execration might think that they're too far behind to make anything happen. They've got the Blink Dagger now available on Playhard. So Rapido, yeah, he's got that Ravage, but he needs to watch out because a Blink, Walrus Punch into a Snowball, the lockdown control that they could have for this Tide might make sure that he never gets it off.
This is how you play a battle, you know? Like, you need to be in your face all the time. Perfect display on how to abuse this hero. He's healing and shielding off so many debuffs. Usually when we see it, you know, the game is very slow, but really, he's the strongest. Or Coil and Morph.
Boots of Travel, Dream Coil, now the Snowball, Silence, nothing this Morphling can do.
Manta used
Trying
already.
to get away, but Yowie has no chance of leaving.
Yeah.
And, well, this fight takes place right next to the Tier 1 tower, so
High ground
why
again.
not? Yeah, they could go Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3.
Yeah, no way to stop them right now. Even this Ravage won't do a single thing. But again, most teams that pick a Baron don't really use it well. He's best when he's really aggressive, you know, and just in their face the entire damn game, which is basically what they're doing. He has saved so many heroes over and over again. General playing out of his mind here. Super good performance overall from the team.
He's quietly been the star for me, like, throughout their time in the DPC.
Yeah, he's a very good +5 player.
Yeah. Shards, Hex, on a play hard, but the Silence, that's thrown forward.
Exorcism out again.
But they've got the Exorcism, they've already taken away half the health on this Tier 3, though. Glyph. So they're trying to hold, they're trying to make sure that they can fight this 5v5 and maybe give it one last shot. But it is not looking likely. They'll go for the Tier 3, and this is going to break soon. Rapido, he stands and anchor smashes, but they need more than that. They need an aggressive play from Execration, and it's just not coming.
Yep, playing it very safely here, waiting for the BKBs. They need like about 100 gold on the Troll. You know, might as well just wait for one additional cooldown cycle. Aegis also ran out. With this BKB now, this Troll is pretty much invulnerable.
Yeah, and man, it's just been so good from Natsumi. Like, I don't want to sound like it's all just us talking one-sided, but Neon have really played, just, you know, other than that fight, made a perfect game.
Yeah, I actually thought after the fight middle they would struggle a little bit more, but they do get that fight bottom into the free Roche, and ever since then, Execration just, you know, they haven't managed to do anything really. They're just dying one by one. They don't really manage to split push either. Nothing much they can do at this point. They're just waiting the Exorcism cooldown. Then they're gonna go high ground again.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be the last fight for Dia this game because I don't see how they're stopping them. Like, even the 5-man Ravage at this point is gonna be difficult to win after that.
Yeah, and it has to be like more than that. It has to be perfect. Like, you need to just have the constant control on the Troll, make things happen, but it's not looking.
Which is so hard against the Baron as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going high ground again without Exorcism even. They're feeling really comfortable. They have to be a little careful that they don't get overconfident. But of course, Neon, you know, they're a very aggressive team, but they're very disciplined as well, which is what I like about them, like, a lot, you know. Most teams would just either go all out or play really defensively. They know when to do what.
Yeah.
Which is why they're doing so well here.
This is how Natsumi used to play with a droid. Like, he's just been the star.
Snowball.
He knows what he's doing. He knows the control, knows the discipline. But there's the Snowball into the Aether Remnant. They've got the Hex on a play hard, but it doesn't look like Yowie has the damage to get the kill on even Tusk. He morphs into the Tusk, throws the Shards as well as the Snowball, but now Troll just says, all right, I'll commit, and turns around on him.
Yep, Exorcism available again soon. Troll in the front line, there's really not a whole lot you can do to him. A Baron in the back line, even if you stun him, he'll just shield it off.
Already takes the range racks, going melee racks, and there's not much Execration can do to stop it, even without the Exorcism rolling.
I mean, they're just looking at him, you know. That's all they can do.
Blink, Walrus, Punch,
Half
Shards.
health gone. And Rex gone. Without Exorcism used. Now they just go top, repeat the same thing.
Yep.
And as I said, there's not much Dia can do. They'll probably have one all-in fight.
And that
See how
might
that
be
goes. Yeah.
Ether Shock with the silence onto both the Void Spirit and the Shadow Shaman. RR moving forward, hoping he can maybe start a fight. Despite Carapace, stun, Ravage, move everything in. Aether Remnant, that's not going to land. The Walrus punches out. He'll force the Ravage with that. Isn't even enough. No, Battle Trance, Dream Coil, you can run, but it's not going to take you too far when you're Dream Coiled up. They'll get the kill and a Ken. They've taken out Rapido. They'll both buy back immediately. Execration trying to fight into this, but this is the beginning of the end for them. As Ken tries to come in with the Dissimulate as well as the Aether Remnant. That does hit on the Abaddon, but it's just the Abaddon. They look over at BDZ, who drops down the Serpent Wards. They get the code of the Shadow Shaman. He's going to buy back as well. They hit Rapido with the Walrus Punch, pump him up into the air, but now the Hex is out on a play hard with the Gush. Even then, it doesn't feel like enough damage, but they finally have the Shackle. They've got the Serpent Wards hitting. They get the kill on a play hard, but they've lost themselves the melee racks. And this is almost megas for Neon.
Yeah, 4 buyback expended, and all they get is a Tusk, while still losing the melee racks, so you can hardly call this a win for Dire. They just have no damage anymore. And Morphling has no damage items, Void Spirit doesn't, none of them have. Nyx Assassin, not a damage support at all, he's a control support, but that's why I don't like this Nyx tight duo. It just doesn't do much, you know, like you stun people, but then what? We have to follow up damage.
Ooh, RR.
It's a brutal game. Oh, Sentinel down. Have to be careful, you know.
He's got the rest of the team behind him. 2-man stun, but the borrowed time is popped. Well played.
We're both giving up.
Yeah, they're both dead.
Yeah, might just see the GG here.
They're gonna push
That's usually what happens in my
finish.
pups, you know. Like, one is about to die, he just stops moving because he knows he's dead.
Yeah, if you know you're dead like that, you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Yule's into the air now onto Ken. They've got the silence, so hard for him to get away. Yule's Dream Coil, that comes down, that's avoided. Walrus Punch though onto Ken, they'll still find the Void Spirit. And well, now they have Mega Creeps and they'll go to the tier 4 as GG is called by Execration.
Yeah. Get out of the base, out of my base, says Neon. Like, they've just been camping the enemy base for like the last 10 minutes, it feels like.
They took over the entire map. The entire thing is claimed for Neon.